I dare you. I triple dog dare you. We all know when we're being called out. You know what I'm talking about. The indication of danger surges through your body in seconds. It feels like your stomach is trapped in your throat, and if you're cornered, your brain immediately floods with the possible escape routes that you know you can't take without being called a coward. And you'll never survive the embarrassment you will likely face for backing down. After we talked last week, I felt like someone wasn't quite ready to be a gladiator. So this week, I'm not calling names, but I'm calling you out. This is the Take Care Podcast with Sierra McKissick on the McKissick Health Podcast Network.
We may encounter many defeats, but we must not be defeated. That in fact, it may be necessary to encounter defeats so we can know who the hell we are. What can we overcome? What makes us stumble and fall and somehow miraculously rise and go on? I know that a diamond is a result of extreme pressure. Less time and less pressure, and it's just crystal or coal or fossilized leaves or just dirt. But time and pressure will create a diamond. It is considered one of the most beautiful elements, and it's one of the hardest elements on our planet.
You're a coward. Yeah, I said it. And there have been times when I was a coward. Not on the playground, but sometimes I decided to play it safe instead of being bold and taking charge. If you listened until the end of last week's episode, you heard a clip from the film The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, written and directed by Amy Sherman Palladino and produced by Amazon Studios, Dorothy Parker Drank Here Productions, and Picro. I included the link in the description. The video is also on the SMX Coaching YouTube page, where you can watch episodes and other development videos on demand. In the scene, Midge performs a monologue. She wants to live a big life, where she can experience everything and break every rule. She uses her comedic edge to refute the belief that an ambitious woman is unattractive. Instead, she explains inaction as the most unattractive trait and couples it with being a coward too afraid to go after what you want in life. My favorite line is, "Being a coward is only cute in The Wizard of Oz." When we discussed being responsible for our emotional and physical needs, we agreed we would get into the arena with our fears, heartbreak, and disappointments and grieve our losses. So tell me, have you strapped on your gladiator armor, or are you still stalling? Like Evan Hansen in Waving Through the Window, are you afraid of the life you want? Are you trapped in fear? Do you believe the life you want, the life you imagine, is out of reach? Too ambitious? Why are you letting fear outweigh your dream? Why is comfort more important than the life you want? There's a reason you are hesitating and why you haven't done it already. If you are honest with yourself, you can admit it and move forward. I'll go first. I used to have a fear of humiliating myself. I was in several oratorical contests in high school, and I crashed and burned every time. Here's why. I'm terrible at memorizing long passages. I will paraphrase the hell out of a piece of writing and give you everything you need. But a direct quote? Oh no, baby, what is you doing? I won second place in a contest because my essay alone scored higher than the other contestants. I just sucked at the performance. I knew the temporary stage fright was bullshit because I could nail other public speaking performances. Did I mention I used to act? Yes. My on-stage characters relied heavily on comedic timing, which gave the lines a rhythmic nature, but still, I struggled to stick to the script. However, my loose interpretation and improvisation still captured the writer's message, even when memory retrieval failed. How did I get past it? I didn't. I still can't memorize long works worth shit. I'm reading a script right now, so I don't end up saying things that aren't in the notes and ruin the transcript drafted for the episodes. FYI, you can look in the show notes for the link to the blog post with a full transcript of the episode and links. But I don't let my struggle to memorize things hold me back from anything. Whether it's a speech or lecture, I take notes and let the spirit guide me through improv. Facing our fears doesn't guarantee success or perfection. It's a lesson in building confidence, innovation, and endurance. If you try new experiences or take chances and it goes wrong, it's okay. Don't let the possibility of temporary humiliation stop you. Try again, and you will get a little better or bolder every time you try. Your dreams are worth throwing in everything you have to make it possible again and again. Becoming a cowardly lion is not an option. Only a fierce lioness leads a pride, and you, my friend, are fierce. Don't let the life you deserve go to waste because you'd rather be faithful to your fears and hold on to unrealistic expectations rather than fight for your dreams. There are 3 things I want you to do this week. The first thing is this: nothing in life comes without a fight. Write down the top 2 things you are fighting for this year, big or small. It could be anything from practicing foreign language lessons on Duolingo every week or saving $10,000. What outcomes do you want? The second thing is this: achieving your goal will cost you something. List the sacrifices you will make to win this fight. Are you going to cancel your Netflix subscription so you can save $20 a month or have more time to practice your lessons? Any changes are entirely up to you. The third thing: rituals are embedded in everything we do. There's a sequence to it, a rhythm that we bond with, even seek out as we move through the world. If you want to win, you must bond with the outcome you are fighting for. Every fierce leader needs a ceremonial war cry or mantra. Take a moment to write your own. Ensure it is written and easily accessible to remind yourself to say it daily. If you are stuck when it comes to creating your own, try using the template I made and insert your reasons in the blank spaces. I'll read it for you now. I fight for: I am like a gladiator, grounded in the arena, a lion or lioness patiently waiting for my turn to prowl. To fight means to accept that I and believe that I can become. I call on the hope of my inner child to dream again. I draw from the sorrows and joys of my ancestors to fill my bones with strength to act again. I pray for divine wisdom to search the paths before me and guide my tongue with words to speak again. I seek out peace to speak to my mind and calmly restore my spirit again. I will win my fight for. I will forever be free. Woo! Did you feel that? Woo, girl. Oh. There is power in saying what you believe out loud. This is the last time I'm going to mention it, but now is the time to tap in and unlock the endless joy and abundance available. Although we are just getting started, I will share some of what I learned in 2001 when I fought one of my most brutal fights in the arena. Imagine me doing a 2-hour meditation to access my heart chakra. About 45 minutes into the meditation, I saw a young girl sitting alone in a room on the floor. As I surveyed the room, I wondered what it could mean. The room seemed empty, no toys, no sibling, just the little girl sitting on the floor, hugging her knees like she could barely contain herself. Looking closely at her, I saw the girl's eyes were focused on something behind me. When I turned around to see what the little girl was looking at, I noticed the door was slightly cracked. The anticipation on her face and her body fidgeting made me believe she was waiting on someone to arrive. I was curious to see what would happen, so I waited, and I waited, and I waited. I sat meditating on the image of the little girl looking at the slightly cracked door until it finally occurred to me. I was the little girl. Like her, I was waiting. But for what? Who told me to wait? Why was I physically containing and forcing myself to stay in a position that didn't seem natural or comfortable? What was I waiting for? I wouldn't have realized a part of me felt trapped inside my life, my body, living out a childish view of presence and power without getting into the arena. Moments like this have taught me that I'm capable of more than I thought, and you are too. I'll tell you more about my story later, but today I want you to focus on what you're fighting for and why. Are you letting fear outweigh your dreams? Every week, our episodes will include an interactive question you can complete, and if you're really honest, share with me on social media. I have a poll question for you. Did you create a vision board or plan for the year? Share your answer in the poll on Spotify. If you're reading this article on Medium, leave me a comment with your answer. If you're listening via Apple Podcasts, head to Instagram with a screenshot of the episode and tag me at SMX Coaching to tell me your answer. I want to know. See you again next week for another episode. Until then, take care. Like, comment, subscribe, share it with a friend, all the things. Y'all know how it go. I wanted to give you one more tidbit this week about the email. If you aren't reading the email that goes along with this podcast episode, what are you doing, honey? What are you doing? Get into it. Get into the email. Actually read the email that goes along with the podcast episode because it highlights some of the things I discussed and then it gives you resources.
I want a big life. I want to experience everything. I want to break every single rule there is. They say ambition is an unattractive trait in a woman. Maybe. But you know what's really unattractive? Waiting around for something to happen. Staring out a window thinking the life you should be living is out there somewhere, but not being willing to open the door and go get it, even if someone tells you you can't. Being a coward is only cute in The Wizard of Oz.